We're saying, guys, so today we have another journal with me. I actually feel like it has been so long since I did a journal with me, but obviously it's been the same amount of time, like it's literally been a month, but it feels like so much longer, and I think that's because so much has happened. I know we have loads to get through. If you're new here, hey, how you doing? I have a series of questions. I've got 10 questions, and they're all going to be about reflecting on the past month and preparing for the new month. So I've switched up the questions again from last month. They're a new set. It's just going to get us thinking and into a reflective mood. So here we go. Let's roll the intro. Right? Subscribe! I love you guys. Okay, so let's start. Number one, I'm gonna be writing down my answers in my little diary. So if you want to type it on a laptop, if you want to handwrite it, write in your phone, whatever you want to do, or if you just want to answer them in your head, totally you're cool. July reflection. That's actually so mad, guys. I can't believe July is done. Like, I know I've been saying this every month consistently, but it's actually crazy. I can't even get my head around it. Anyway, so the first question is, what are 3 moments of growth you had over the past month? Okay, so this past month has been really eventful for me. At the end of last month, so just a few days after the last journal with me that you guys saw, was my cousin's wedding. Obviously, as you know, you guys have seen a lot of the footage and it was incredible. But then since then, I feel like so much has happened and I feel like I've been going on my own journey through that. I feel like I've evolved a lot actually in the last month. I feel very different to the person that was sat here doing the last journal with me. I struggled mentally quite a lot over this last month on multiple occasions from multiple different triggers, and I got myself out of a dark space about 3 times, I think, over the past month. So it's been quite a challenging few weeks because it's been turbulent with how my emotional health and my mental health, but the growth that I'm going to take away from that is I was able to get myself out of that on 3 separate occasions. Also, I would say I was in situations where I would ordinarily struggle, and instead of sinking, I swam. So that's definitely a big one for me for this month. Also, I have established a better quality of life for myself day to day, and I've been consistent with it. I think that's the thing I've always struggled with, is creating a system which I'm able to maintain, something that's sustainable, something that I can be consistent with. And I'm proving to myself that I've got there, that I've done that. And I feel like that is huge. I feel like it is huge because it is huge. So that's a really big moment of progress. I think normally when I try to do that, I know logically or I know intellectually what things I need to do to make myself better, perform better, feel better, be better. And then I feel like I need to do them all overnight, and I go full steam ahead because by nature I have a tendency to be all or nothing. But this time I've kind of staggered it, and I've made it realistic, and I've gradually added things, if that makes sense, instead of being like, okay, I'm going to transform my life overnight. It's been like, okay, let's look at this and see how I can do this, genuinely do this and stick to doing this. And I feel like I got there. Okay, question number 2. What struggles did I have this month? A lot. Okay. I fell victim to my mind, and I kind of fell back into unhelpful, unhealthy, but familiar habits. I think that's probably a good way to describe it. Okay, I'm going to come up with 3, so feel free to come up with 3 yourself as well. I also feel like I struggled with the difficult feelings you get after making the right decision. You know what I mean? And people don't talk about that enough. I think it takes a certain level of strength and discipline to make the right decision for you, one that prioritises you, not necessarily what you want but what you need. But it requires a whole new level of strength to deal with the feelings that can come after that, after making the right decision. Because it's not like you make the right decision and then everything is great. It can feel really shit to make the right decision. One of the struggles I had was dealing with that. I'm really proud of the decisions and the actions that I made over this last month. I feel like I was really, really good at prioritising myself. But that didn't come easy. So one of the struggles I had was dealing with the after effects of that. Next one, something a bit more physical. I've struggled to keep my motivation and my discipline to stay consistent with gym, I think, and just in general being like physically active. The wedding kind of threw me off balance. So I was gymming consistently, as I've been speaking to you guys about, and I really, really got into a rhythm with it. And then when it came to wedding week, we all, like the whole family, everyone just fell off with gym. I'm now like, oh my god, it's been too long, I'm gonna struggle. But I also know that the longer I wait, like the more I'm just adding to the problem. Okay, question number 3. What 3 ways did you look after yourself this past month? I like that question. I took myself on an impromptu lunch date, which was really nice. Really nice. I was having a rocky day. It wasn't a bad day, but it wasn't an amazing day. It was a turbulent day. I decided, like, I was at a coffee shop working and I was like, I need to go out and get some lunch. And then I was like, no, you know what? Let me romanticise this a little bit. So I went and I went to this like fancy restaurant and I sat there with my book and I had one of the best meals I've had in a long time out, and it felt like I was feeding my soul. Not to sound like, you know, cheesy, but that's literally how it felt. It felt so good. So good. And I think I really needed it in that moment at that time. So yeah, my impromptu solo date. What else did I do for myself? I was really good at kind of linking back to making the right decisions to prioritise me, which came with struggles. I was really good at reinforcing my personal boundaries. I just felt like, oh god, I just feel like so much has happened in this last month, like loads of different separate things. But there were quite a few moments when I had to stay really firm with what I knew I needed for myself. And I think the old me in the past would have I would have abandoned my own needs in that, and I would have just kind of gone with what was needed of me elsewhere, or what was asked of me. But I knew what I needed for myself, and I was already not in a great place mentally, and I knew that I needed time to myself, I needed to focus on myself, and I needed myself to be the priority. I was really firm and strong with upholding my boundaries, and I genuinely feel like that was the best decision because I really, really, really needed it. I still do. I feel like I'm still in that phase. But that's something that ordinarily would have been difficult for me in the past. But I did good. I did good. Another thing I have done is, this is what I plan to be for like my new norm. But I've spoken about how this is a struggle for me in previous journals with me, so I know you guys will understand this is not an easy one for me, but I've been giving myself rest days and weekends off. I have struggled for so many years, plural, on creating that kind of system for myself. And I've never really given myself weekends as weekends where I don't do work, I don't think about work, I don't plan work, nothing like that. And I've been doing it for the last few weeks. And I actually feel like I have so much more energy and creativity, inspiration, discipline and everything, and energy throughout my Monday to Friday working week because I'm actually giving myself and my body the rest that I need. And it sounds so simple, it's like, well yeah, obviously, but it's something that for me has been really difficult to establish. and I'm doing it. And also on top of that, when I say weekends off, I have made sure that one of the days, either the Saturday or the Sunday, is dedicated to being at home and kind of giving myself a reset day. So ideally the Sunday, as like a Sunday reset, I'll give myself like a weekly pamper routine. I'll do like, you know, home admin, like cleaning, changing sheets and blah, 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 whatever. And just like oiling my hair and just giving myself that like extra looking after before starting a new week. And then on the other day in the weekend, I can like socialise, I can have plans, I can go out, I can enjoy my time off. But that is a structure that I'm trying to stick to. Number 4, what are 3 things you're grateful for this past month? Okay, I like this. Let's get into the gratitude mode. Feel free to make this list longer if you want to pause the video and start writing a generic gratitude list. Then go for it, by all means. Quality time with my family over the family wedding, over my cousin's wedding. There was a lot more family time and it was so nice, and I feel like I got closer to a lot of my family. And I know I mentioned that in the last journal with me as well, because it was like the build up to the wedding, it was like a similar kind of thing. But then when it was like wedding week, like right there, it was the same thing but more, you know? Next I'm going to say the growth that I've noticed. I was going to say my mental health, but now I'm thinking, why limit it? I would say overall, probably the growth I've noticed in myself. I'm grateful for that. I'm very grateful for that, because I feel stronger than I did this time last month. And that only happened because of the difficult scenarios that I was put through over this past month. So, my growth. Another thing is, since being made redundant from BuzzFeed and being able to put all my time and all my energy into content and things that I want to do to build my own empire, I would say genuinely loving what I'm doing every day. And that is absolutely huge. So many people go their entire lives without experiencing that kind of feeling at any point, however brief. And I'm in that right now. I love what I'm doing at the moment, how I'm spending my days, how I'm spending my time, and I think that's how you know you're doing something right. And I'm really, really grateful to be experiencing that feeling and to be living in that right now. Because I think it's actually very easy to take that for granted, but this is something that I've in the past had always just wanted, like, oh, if only, and I'm living that right now. So, like, I'm living something I prayed for, and that deserves to be appreciated and celebrated. Okay, number 5. What skills did you improve this month? Name 5. Okay, consistency for sure. Self-loyalty. Resolving my conflicts, my internal conflicts, independently. I think times when I would often seek someone else to kind of lean on for whether it would be constructive advice, emotional support, anything like that. I feel like I was very self-sufficient. I was very independent in the way I handled everything, and I wouldn't even say that that's necessarily just over this last month. I would say that that extends from before. I would say I've been doing that for a while, but this is the moment I'm realising it, you know? I would say confidence and mental and emotional strength. Where I said I've been struggling mentally and emotionally, what comes out on the other side of that is mental and emotional strength. And that's what I feel like I'm in right now. Question number 6. What is your intention for August? Okay, I feel like I have a few. To maintain my balance. I feel like I have it right now. I feel like I'm probably my most balanced self, and I want to keep that going. It only becomes powerful when it's consistent. So that's what I want to prove to myself I can do over this next month. Speaking of, I want to remain consistent in all areas. I'm going to say that as a separate point. I want to continue, because I have been doing this already, to grow stronger and bolder. I like that. stronger and bolder, because I feel like that's a journey that I'm currently on. Do I have anything else? I think when it comes to tasks, chores, career like ideas, work ideas, content ideas, anything like that, I would say to think less and act more. I'm great with ideas and theories and planning. Sometimes I need to get out of my own way and act on it now, instead of saying, oh yeah, on this day I'll do this and then this and this. No, just now, just go now. So think less and act more. I think there's a balance. Making lists and being organised and planning is great, but understand when it comes in your way and when it is a form of procrastination and when it's actually helping you to get to your goal. Because everything in excess can be a hindrance. And I think I need to be a bit more aware of that when it comes to that area of my life. Question number 7. What do you need to prioritise this month? I can say this quick. Myself and my mental health. Okay, question number 8. What are 3 things you're looking forward to this month? Okay, well, I'm going to say my birthday because when you are watching this... No, you're watching this week. Okay, so on this Thursday coming up from when you're watching this is my birthday, 3rd of August. So I would say most looking forward to my birthday celebrations, spending it with people I love, just doing what makes me happy, and yeah, celebrating me, celebrating my growth, celebrating another year. Yeah. I would say creating, because I am really, really enjoying it at the moment. I know I said in, I think the last chatty video, maybe my last chatty video with you, I know I said I'm struggling with certain types of inspiration, but with some forms of content I've got loads of inspiration. I've actually started to really fall back in love with creating. I feel like I have a fresh new outlook on it right now, and I'm just really, really, really having fun with it and loving it and enjoying it. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing more creating. And my 3rd thing, I would say noticing more growth in myself. I think we're always growing all the time. It's a constant journey. We never start and finish that. So I think I'm really excited to notice more moments of growth in myself. Because I don't think you necessarily notice the way you've developed, the way you've grown, until you're in a situation and then you notice the way that you do or don't respond to it. The way you act, the way you feel, the way you react. I think all of that is when it's like the proof is shown to you right there in front of you, how much you've progressed. So I'm looking forward to more moments when I see that in myself. Question number 9. Top 3 goals for August. Top 1, I'm going to say, is being back to being consistent with gym. I'm also going to say to consistently prioritise my peace and happiness with every decision I make. I want that to be very present in my mind whenever I'm at crossroads, when I have to make any kind of decision, big or small, literally can be a tiny decision. I want to make sure that my answer is always the right one to prioritise me, my peace and my happiness. And then I'm also going to say, I don't want to put a specific target on this. So to say it more vaguely, I just want to feel like I have progressed or got somewhere with my own career goals or my own kind of like my path in terms of where I want to get to. I want to feel by the end of the month like I have got closer to that point in some capacity. And finally, question number 10. Where do you want to be at the end of August? I kind of started that already, didn't I? Closer to my career goals, for one, so I guess I can start with that. To be going strong with my productive routine, I want to continue to prove to myself that I can keep this up. To feel like I've regained total control of my mind again, because I feel a little wobbly still since coming out the other side. So I want to get back to my regular state of having control over it, over my mind, over my mental habits, not feeling like it's the other way around. And finally, to be honest, I'm going to say to be happy. Like, that is my goal. By the end of August, I want to be able to be sitting here and be like, you know what? I had such a great month. I did good and I'm proud of myself and I'm happy. That's my main goal. I just want to be sat here in a month from now and be like, you know what, guys? I'm happy. I'm feeling happy. Alright guys, that is the end of this journaling session. I hope it got you thinking about things. I hope it got you digging a little deeper and coming up with a nice plan, a nice strategy for the new month. I love you guys so much. Stay safe, stay smiling, stay positive. Thank you for coming on this little, very intimate journey with me. Have a beautiful August. I love you, and I will see you next Sunday. Mwah! Bye, guys.